Hello, 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 everybody. So, welcome to the Business Plugs Mixer. Hi, my name is Linda Murray Bullard. They call me the Business Plug. And so, I've been in hiatus for a while, but tonight is my first day back. And the Business Plugs Mixer, we have something exciting for you. And we're going to talk about a few things that you're going to want to know about. So, before we get there, before I introduce my guest, I want to invite you come join us next Saturday. Now, I'm this is a personal invitation for you to join us next Saturday because we're going to be teaching you about how to get your business ready to get funding, right? So that link is going to be in the comment section in just a minute. And with that being done, also I have one more week left if you would like to sample, if you like to sample, not purchase, it's a free sample of the 12-week business course, then this coming Saturday, is the very last time to sample it for free because it's the last day of the class. And so we've been going for 12 weeks and business owners have been coming and learning how to do business, and it's been a wonderful thing. If you would like to know something about that course so that in the fall, when we start the fall session, you can join us, please let me know. Do that by DM, by going in my inbox. If you would like to be on the Business Plugs Mixer, all you have to do is reach out. There is a link for that in this description as well. So, with all the housekeeping stuff going, all the housekeeping stuff done, I'd like to introduce my guest who's come on. We had a great conversation this week. And so I thought, oh, this is going to be so great for us to help some business owners. So, hello, Patrice Malloy. How are you, honey?
I'm well. How are you?
I am good today. Honey, technology was trying to fight me, but I have to have workarounds. I got workarounds everywhere. I have to, that's part of being an analyst. Like you always see how to get around it. And so, even though technology did not want to play fair today, we still able to come on couple of minutes late, but not too bad. But Patrice, tell them who you are and tell them about the Malloy management group.
Absolutely. So first of all, thank you for having me. I appreciate you. And like Miss Linda said, my name is Patrice Malloy. I am the founder and CEO of Malloy Management Group, and we are a boutique financial advisory and consulting firm that empowers women in business, especially women of color, to master their money, navigate the IRS landscape, and make millions so that you can build an unapologetic and unshakable financial legacy.
I like it. I like it. I like it. And you and I, so talk about how did you come to be this organization?
Oh my goodness. So actually we knew each other some years back because we were both part of a mastermind group together. So we connected there and we stayed in touch. We were also in touch and connected through Ms. Geraldine Thomas. So the marketing as well on LinkedIn. And so like I said, we just remained connected. I would check on you, you would check on me. And we had a great conversation, like you mentioned earlier this week. And here we are today.
Absolutely. And in addition to that, we both are Cornell graduates.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So
we're connected everywhere.
We have connects all over the place, right?
Yes.
And so but I like that our conversation, the most recent conversation we had was about how can we come together to help Black businesses during National Black Business Month, like being purposeful in how we help them. And so we thought about what we do, you with the financial acumen, and then me with the business development acumen, and then how we can come together. So we've decided to do it next Saturday. And if you will tell them something about what they can expect from your end, I'm going to go grab the tickets.
Absolutely. So thank you for that. So for my end, like we talked about, it is the finance perspective. It is making sure that we have all of our financials in order, that we have an accounting system set up, that we're able to retrieve and create financial documents like profit and loss statement, balance sheet, retrieve your tax returns, because people are going to be needing that information as well. And again, making sure that you are planning to show what you're doing with the money once you get this phenomenal funding. So those are some of the things that we can discuss from the financial perspective. And Ms. Lynn is going to give us all the goods about how to secure the contracts, how to talk to the people about the contracts, and how to be powerfully positioned.
Powerfully positioned. I like it. I like it. And that's the thing, is because here's the thing. I get so many inbox conversations where people will say, I heard so and so told me that you can help me get a grant. Or so and so told me that you can help me get a loan. Or so and so told me that you can help me get to some type of funding, right?
Mhm.
And while there is plenty of funding out there are prerequisites to that. And so that's what we're going to talk about on Saturday, like action items, creating a checklist of items that, if you want to do it by yourself, go with it. But if you want us to help you, we're even willing to help you. We have VIP tickets for those people who want to meet with one of us after the session. So you still can be a VIP and have a one-on-one session with us, either of us, in order to help you get your business positioned to get the money. Like it's not just a one and done, or we're just trying to make the money. It's not that. It's during this month of National Black Business Month. We thought that the best way we could serve Black businesses is to help them to get positioned to get funding, because we both agree the number one thing we hear is, I don't have access to capital.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And that's not true. I mean, the access is there, like the capital is there. I just this last week, 20 teachers got grant money, $1,000 grant money.
Oh,
Yeah, 20 teachers got $1,000 grant money. The week before that, I had a young lady in my inbox telling me about she got grant money, and she was like, I was struggling in my business, and the grant money dropped right on the perfect time when I needed to pay some bills. Baby.
Won't he do it?
Won't he do it? Won't he do it? Yes, he will. Yes, he will. And so that's the thing. We're talking about what business owners who are good at what they do, like exactly what you want to sell. Exactly, most people, when they open a business, they know the part of the business that they worked in for somebody else. Like if they were a cook, they know how to cook. If they were a baker, they know how to bake. If they know how to clean or do all the widgets, they know how to do those things. But what about the financial piece of that?
Yes, and that's one of the most important pieces of that. And I can tell you, just if I want to make sure I didn't want to cut you off.
No,
I didn't cut you off. Did I? Okay.
That was your intro. Take it away.
Let me take this ball. But from a financial perspective, even from a banking perspective, because I do also have experience as a banker, you have to have yourself in a specific position when you enter into the financial institution's systems, or else it's an automatic rejection. So if you don't have yourself set up correctly, like your entity is not structured correctly, you don't have the right contact information or legitimate business address, it's a wrap. So before you're even able to see if you can get the funding, you're automatically disqualified. So those are the type of things that we also want to share, what you need to do to, again, make sure that you're powerfully positioned to get this money, because it is out there. And we want you all to have it, because we know that you're doing some incredible things in your businesses. So again, that is the whole purpose of the conversation that we're having, and also the training that we're going to be having next Saturday. So these are also things we'll discuss from my perspective.
Absolutely. And the thing about it is, there is nothing like, it's not guaranteed. First of all, none of it's guaranteed for anyone, because everybody's going after the same dollars. However, positioning yourself there are things you can do, like certifications, right? Like making sure you have all your ducks in a row, like registering in certain websites and being a part of certain groups and doing certain things and we're gonna get spill the beans. Like, we're gonna give you all of that. I plan to leave everything on the table, because I want them to know how to get certified. I want them to know about business structure. I want them to know about operations. I want them to know the whole thing on my part. And I'm sure on the financial part, you want them to know the same. And so We're going to empty out. So when people look at the ticket price, and this is the thing, because a lot of times people get shell shocked by the ticket price, sticker shock. And so because they get sticker shock, they'll be like, ooh, I'm not paying that price. But for what you're going to get thousands, you're going to get access to thousands of dollars, thousands. Like I can show, and in that class I plan to show where you can find six-figure grants.
Hmm.
Six-figure grants. Like, is that not worth the ticket price?
Yes.
Six-figure grants. And so I've put the link in order for you to get your ticket. I've put the link in the comment section. Go ahead and get your ticket. I guarantee you, and this is my guarantee. My guarantee is that if you don't come away from there knowing how to get thousands of dollars, I'm gonna give you your money back. And that's my guarantee. That's
Mm-hmm.
my guarantee. If you don't come away from there with actionable steps that you can implement to get money for you and your business, it's not the worth the ticket price. I will give you your money back. That's the kind of guarantee this is doing. Because I know what it is. And I know us coming together, like we're pros in our industry. We have our lanes locked down. And
Mm-hmm.
so this is for small business owners who have been working in your business. Um, Ideally, you've had your business for 2 years. But if your business is less than 2 years, then this will be positioning for you to get ready so that when you get to the 2 year mark, you'll be able to get the assets.
Absolutely. And this is the perfect time because, like you mentioned, if you are a new business, you're getting the introduction to what you need to be doing. So, like you said, you're positioned appropriately when it is time to obtain that funding and secure the funding. But not even necessarily just on the grant like path, right?
Right?
Just doing things like getting business credit and then having that power as well in your hands, like leveraging other people's money to build your business is the way to go.
I
That's
tell
if I
you.
can just throw that out there.
I
So
t-
I highly recommend you need to talk to Miss Linda. You need to come see what I'm talking about.
I know it. I know it. And that takes business credit, right? Because so many
Yes.
business owners, when they first get started, they'll be like, "Well, Miss Linda, I don't have business. I don't have credit. My credit's not good.
Hmm.
My credit is whatever, right?" And there's a portion of time when your credit is the only credit out there. But then your business credit is something you should start working on immediately because your business credit can open some doors.
Hmm. Hmm. And contrary to popular belief, you want to go for the funding when you don't need it as opposed to
I know.
when you do, because it's a lot more challenging to get it when you
Exactly,
need
exactly. And
the money.
yeah, that's the misnomer. People think, well, I'll just wait until I need it and then I'll
Mhm.
position myself.
Too late.
I know. And here's the thing about mindset, right? And so there is an employee mindset. Because so when I'm talking to my business owners and I'm telling them about their cash flow statement, right? And we talk about cash flow. We talk about, you don't want to just grab a chunk of money out of your account and go purchase some major product, some major equipment, and then the next month you're trying to go get a loan. Like you want to
Right.
think strategically how you handle your cash flow and how your reporting looks because that's going to be looked at. And so tips like that, like I know I'm one of those people that when a bill comes in, I want to turn it back around, right? I get a bill in today. Ideally, I want to pay it tomorrow and go on with my life. But when you're
Mhm.
operating a business, you can't do that. You shouldn't do that because it interrupts your cash flow.
It does. It does.
Yeah. And
It's
so little things like that, like thinking like an employer instead of an employee. There's a reason
Mhm.
why you get paid every 2 weeks.
That's true.
There's a reason why, There's a reason why you can't get paid every day. Like, there's a reason. And so when you think about thinking like an employer, let's talk about some of the people who should attend next week.
Okay. So
So
definitely.
ideally, who do you have?
So I do, like you said, so small business owners, even medium business owners who are looking to get their funding, because again, we want to leverage other people's money to grow and scale our businesses. We're looking for people who might be new to the entrepreneurial space, but are not new to their zone of genius and their level of
Mm,
expertise. I think it's also very, very good idea to attend. For me, I think investors, because you always need money if you're in the investment space. I'm not necessarily talking about stock market, but I'm thinking real estate. I'm thinking People who also invest in purchasing businesses and other startups, right? They still need to understand how to get that funding so that they can move their legacy along, right? So I think all those people should attend, in my opinion. What
Absolutely.
about you?
And yeah, I agree, because what happens is working strategic and using data is a whole lot better than just using feeling. I feel
Ooh,
like I need to invest. I feel
ooh.
like this is a good opportunity. I feel like learning, teaching yourself how to rely on data and how to be more strategic and intentional when you're making investments,
Mhm.
right? And so that's the whole thing, is trying to teach people how to do it the right way, trying to teach people how to use the numbers as opposed to using their intuition or their feelings or whatever else, the little rabbit in the hat, or whatever it is, whatever it is. But yeah, so when what is the number one question that you hear people make when it comes to financials?
Most people don't understand where their money went, quite honestly. They're like, I know what money came into my business, but where did it go at the end of the month? Because many times they can't pay themselves. And so I think a lot of times, again, it's understanding that data that's coming into your dashboard, if it's QuickBooks or Xero or whatever software you use, and then being able to make informed decisions based on that data. So again, I see money coming in. I don't know where it went. uh, and that's what we also talk about, that cash flow problem. So again, just because money comes into your business does not necessarily mean it's cash flow positive or cash flow fluid, if you will. So you want to be able to make sure that you understand the ins and outs of the money, where it's going, and then also make sure that you're putting money aside to do things like pay taxes, prepare for paying yourself, savings, all of the things, because that is how it works. You need to have that information to be
Absolutely.
successful.
Absolutely. And that's the thing, is a lot of times most people are busy working in their business, and they're just
Mhm.
selling something, spending money, selling something, spending money. And they try to spend less than they make, right? They use that. And then you have an auto payment comes in,
Mhm.
and it just blows everything out of the water. And then you're
Yes,
like, okay, what happened? I was being
absolutely.
intentional, but
You know what's interesting about that? And this is probably unpopular opinion, but it is different when you're in business. I don't necessarily always recommend putting your bills on auto pay, especially
Mhm.
if they fluctuate, because just like you said, that could blow up your whole revenue or cash flow system for the month if you haven't planned strategically, if you haven't prepared yourself. So always having some money set aside, some savings, that rainy day money, because it's not if something happens, it's when something happens. And then also again being strategic about how you're paying it and who you're paying it to. So I highly recommend always being intentional about those types of things, expenses. And pay yourself first. People
Yeah,
don't realize that they should pay themselves first.
I know it. I know it. And they wouldn't report to a job if they didn't get paid.
That's true.
And so, you wouldn't report.
I wouldn't.
No one in their right mind would report to a job and I'm not getting paid. And so, why
Mhm.
would you do that in your business? Why would you have your business set up where you couldn't get paid in your business, even though you work hard? Because if you're a solo entrepreneur, a solopreneur, you have all the hats. Like you're
Mhm.
wearing 12 hats and you've decided not to get paid to work.
Oof,
How long can that last?
not long. I've
That's
been
not
there.
sustainable. It's not sustainable. It's not, if you're not getting paid in your business, it's not sustainable. You're going to burn out. You're going to, yeah, don't do it. And so making ways where you can get paid, and thinking strategically is important. Like intentionality is important in business. It makes all the difference. It makes all the difference. So, what does it look like? So, let's talk about. So, we're talking about that event on Saturday, but let's just talk about your everyday client that comes to
Mhm.
you and they want some help.
Absolutely. So my everyday client has a couple problems, right? It's or challenges that they're dealing with. It is I'm in a space where I'm making money. Like I said, I've got a business. I need to understand where it goes, how to increase profit margins, how to, plan to scale my business. And then I also have the folks who have tax situations. So I need to get my tax returns done, or I need tax planning because I got a nasty bill and I'm trying to avoid that next year. So that's kind of the two areas of clients that I work with. So again, that kind of CFO services, the accounting, bookkeeping, strategy, forecasting, and then tax planning, tax preparation, tax resolution. So compliance work. So those are the clients that I see
And see,
typically.
here's the difference, because a lot of people don't think about they need someone like you until tax time.
Mhm.
And then they I remember when I was in corporate, and we called them shoebox claims. I think I told you about that the other day, where
Mhm.
at the end of the year, like people would come and all year long they would buy their prescriptions, right? They buy all their prescriptions, and then December the 31st or January 1st, the first work day after that, they would bring these what we call shoebox claims to Blue Cross for us to process their prescription drugs for the entire whole year. And sorting through that mess, you know, sorting through that mess, everybody hated shoebox claims because we were like, what in the world? Because if
Mhm.
you on anything, notes written, the back of napkins, like all kind of stuff, just anything you can imagine that they thought was of value when they collected it, and they
Mm.
bring it to us so that we can so we can make some sense out of it, right? When you come to you, if a person is planning to come to you, what should they already have in place in order to make that visit as productive as possible?
So similar to you, so tax clients still come shoebox claims or expenses for medical expenses, dental expenses, other things that they have incurred throughout the year. But I recommend them automating these things as much as possible. So the QuickBooks, you have an app on your phone that you can use to take a snapshot of a receipt as it comes in. So making sure that you're capturing everything, because if you wait to the end of the year, you've most likely forgotten half of what it was that you paid for. You're missing some things. So you're missing out on a lot of potential tax deductions anyway. So again, I recommend starting from the beginning, capturing everything that you can. And even more so is the planning, because at tax season, you're pretty much done. If you don't have a plan in place, or if you didn't do something, it's a wrap for that year, right? With planning, you are avoiding those types of things. You are preparing beforehand, strategically and proactively, to shift your money so that when it comes time for taxes, it's not even taxable. So that's really like the difference. So you really need to focus on that. And a lot of people think too that you have to be wealthy or have to have a certain amount of money to do tax planning. But the reality is, people who are in the corporate or the W-2 world in that kind of six-figure range are the ones that are the hardest hit.
Mm,
So if you're not planning, you're the ones that are probably losing out the most, quite honestly.
wow, wow.
Mhm.
Now that's the reason that anyone, and even if you're not there, if you're wanting to get the maximum refund that you're eligible for, then that takes being intentional. And
It does.
especially if you're an entrepreneur, because Office Depot or wherever we go to get our supplies or goods or all those different places, like I always have them email me my receipt. I always have them email me my receipt, even my receipt, because I don't that
Mhm.
paper fades over time, and I don't want to deal with all that. And I can upload that PDF and be good.
You sure can. You sure
but
can.
but trying to think about how can you use automation to help you along, technology, like not being afraid of technology.
Oh yeah. I'm a tech girl. I'm a tech girl. I, meet with my clients virtually. I have them upload documents in a secure portal so that they can, get it to me when they need to. Anything automated, I'm here for it. And I work to implement in my practice. So,
Absolutely. I was in a coma for
mhm.
15 days, and it was because I had automation that my
Oof.
business rolled on, even though I wasn't able to respond or do anything for a couple of months. My business was still solid. It was still going good. Like that is that important, because we
Oh
don't
my
know. We
gosh.
don't know when we're going to get sick. We don't know when something's going to happen. We have no idea. And so thinking ahead and being intentional in how you're planning to do that, like not just knowing the numbers and the money, but also putting that infrastructure in place.
Hmm. Absolutely.
It's important.
Absolutely.
My thing is, I get a lot of people who say, um, I'm ready to make six figures in my business. Oh, no. It's not six figures. Most of them want $1 million. Everybody wants to be a millionaire. They're like, I want to be a millionaire. But
Mhm.
logistically, they wouldn't be able to manage it because they have too many things going crazy. And so, teaching organization how to organize your finances, how to organize your operations, how to
Mhm.
get your business so that it runs like a well-oiled machine. That's a whole thing.
Absolutely.
That's a
Absolutely.
and so
The
talk
operation.
about talk about little things that people can do in order to be more to increase their financial acumen as a
Oh
business
boy.
or as a person, because you do personal
I
financial.
do.
Yeah.
I do. I say, quite honestly, the best way to do it is to read your books. It's to connect with other people who are in that finance space that can help you, you know, strengthen your financial vocabulary, help you understand some of the concepts, and help you to then put them into play in your business. So, like you mentioned, having those systems in place, creating standard operating procedures, again, so that your business continues to run, but also so that you don't have to be there all the time. You can take this, document or create a video and then train team members to do some of those tasks again in the event that you can't do it or you just don't want to do it anymore. So those are some of the things we talk about too, is just strengthening the foundation of your business, making sure that everybody's on the same page, having a clear vision of what you want your business to look like, and then being able to convey that to everybody that's on your team as well. I think it's incredibly important. And then working backwards from that. So if I have a particular goal, say, like you said, the $1 million, how do I get this $1 million? What does it look like for my business, for my product, for my service? And then back into it, right? So we're creating a plan to sell, maybe 10,000 t-shirts, or if you're a service or consultant, you win grant money or you get funding for a government contract or something like that. But that's how you get to your millions, is again being prepared, having that foundation, and then being able to provide that information to the people who are trying to pay you.
Yeah. 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 Not being the roadblock in getting you
Yes.
paid.
Yes.
Because that's the thing. Because when I'm helping people to get certified, right? I'm helping them get their business up and running so that it looks that it's not just on paper. I could put in a business plan and it can look like whatever, but then in actuality, it could be a it could be like a can of sauerkraut just all over
Mm.
everywhere, all shredded. What we practice is having their particular documents you have need to have available. And so we start having those conversations about those documents. Because most people, when they started their business, they just went and they sent the information to somebody and they don't know a bylaw from an article of operation agreement from article of organization. They don't know what none
Mhm.
of it is. And so but you need all those things in order to get certified. You need all those things.
Definitely.
And so getting them to go back and understand these are the documents you sent to the state when you opened your business. And this is
Mhm.
what they do. And then they're like, oh, now it makes sense.
Definitely. And you need it for your taxes too, to make sure that you are a legitimate and operating business. So having that information to do things like open up a business bank account.
Yep.
Again, if you want to start looking for business funding, you have to have these things in place and available to show bankers and credit card companies. So again, yes, you're absolutely correct. Having those foundational documents, understanding what they mean and how powerful they are to
Yeah,
have them in place. So
absolutely. So what about commingling funds?
a lot of people do it, right? But the thing that I don't think that people understand is that when you are a business, the whole point is to separate yourself from your person and then have that entity. If you're commingling your funds, what you're doing is opening yourself up to a world of hurt, because somebody can come in and say, I was hurt at your business. And now that your funds are commingled, it's not just the business that might have that liability. It's now you as the person that is also responsible for whatever it is that they're saying, happened. made up or otherwise, right? But the reality is that you no longer have that separation of your assets from the business and your personal assets. So people can come after your home and your personal bank accounts and your cars and any retirement plans or funding that you had in place. So it's really important to make sure that you're keeping those funds in separate places for that reason. One, for protection of yourself and assets, but then also because you want to make sure that you are operating legitimately. You want to do all the right things as a business. So
Absolutely.
when you do that, you're only positioning yourself to succeed. So I do not recommend commingling your funds.
No, that's a no. Right. Keep them as separate as possible. Right.
Mm-hmm.
I had, and so a lot of people talk to me about single entrepreneur, like being a solo entrepreneur. And I want to be a solo proprietor. And it's the easiest way of opening a business because you just
Mm-hmm.
put your stake in the sand and you say, hey, I'm a business. But the liability, if you have assets, like if you don't have assets and you don't have, you know, anything tangible, no 401k, no house, no car, no nothing. Okay, bravo.
Mm-hmm.
But if you do have assets, I teach this in my classes about you want to, like you said, put a hedge around your personal stuff and your business stuff to keep it separate so people can't come after everything.
Absolutely.
Because we have a very litigious society. People want sue you for almost any. I mean, you only have to look at the news at some of the frivolous things that people sue for.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a lot of people that make like different things that go on the skin
Oh,
or
yes.
or things that get ingested. So if you are or things that people smell, right? So anything that messes with the senses, it behooves you to have a big, thick, clear line between your personal and your business.
Absolutely. Not even just a clear line, but also, making very clear any kind of claims that, you need to make sure that it is safe for you to ingest or put any of these items on, because again, you're right. People will sue you for anything at the drop of a dime. And then also people don't know at all times what they're mixing into their body. So just making sure that you have that protection in place, highly recommend. It's better to be overprotected than underprotected.
Absolutely, absolutely. I agree. I couldn't agree with that more because a lot of times people are making things, and you're just making a candle, or you're just making, you're just making a lotion, or you're just cooking a meal, right? You're
Mm-hmm.
just cooking, and you're just not really thinking about somebody may have peanut allergies, or somebody may have be allergic, be asthmatic, or somebody may have some kind of skin irritation, or all the different things. Because 20 years ago we didn't know anything about gluten.
Mm-hmm.
Every other person is gluten free now, so it's just I just want to caution small businesses to just be careful out here. This is
Absolutely.
big stuff. This is really dangerous stuff, and financially, it could really do some things.
They can ruin you.
Yeah, yeah, and that's why we're coming together on Saturday, and the link again to the event presentation, the Eventbrite presentation is in the link. It's an opportunity for us to sit down with you as business owners and let's talk about your business. Like we're not going to I don't have a bunch of slides of general general information. You can go to SBA to get the general stuff. That's not what this is. I am
Mhm.
giving you, based on who's in the room, the information that you need, that you can take actionable steps beginning Saturday. That's my goal. And I'm
Absolutely.
sure you're bringing them the finances, and you're going to be working with who's in the room. And so if you're in the room, you will get what you need in order, because go check out the reviews, babes. You will get what you need. Every student who's ever attended one of these webinars, one of these workshops, has walked away blown away. First of all, I probably couldn't sleep the night of, and so it took them a few days to get their rest of it together. Like, Miss Linda, my mind is just going. But that's what it's about. That's what we're doing on Saturday. So if you are a small business who would like to get positioned to get more funding, then we are going to do that. We are going to make sure that people get exactly what they need in order to get their businesses up and running the right way, right? So yeah.
Absolutely. So I highly recommend it. Tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend, because
Yes,
our goal is to get you money. And again, we have the information, we've got the tools. Now you have to make the decision to leverage what you're being given to take
absolutely.
that next step.
Yeah, because it's important for us to, this is National Black Business Month, and this event is open to anybody and everybody that wants. If you have a business and you want to come, we're not turning anybody away from the door. We are actually opening the door to anyone who wants to come in and learn how to perfect your business to get it positioned for funding.
Absolutely.
I love
I'm
that.
looking forward to
I
it.
love that. I'm excited about it. I am
Me
excited about it.
too.
So yeah, so in our closing, ma'am, can you give us some pointers for that you would like the viewers of this video to take away with them?
So definitely. So as we stated, we're going to be giving you all the goods of how to set yourself up appropriately to get this funding. We're going to be talking about that from a financial aspect. We're going to be talking about that from a financial aspect as well. If you have not already, I highly recommend looking into an accounting software so that you are able to be up and running and you're able to do the things and execute the things as soon as you get off of the training. I recommend that you start looking at your cash flow, understanding what liquidity means if you are at a state where you are in business and you do have your accounting system set up, but looking at your financials and learning what it means so that you can make informed business decisions going forward.
Absolutely.
Those are some of the things I highly recommend.
I
Also,
love
like I said, tell a friend and just prepare to be blown away. Just prepare to get the inside scoop,
yeah,
right,
I
on how to
love it.
do it.
I am so excited about this because this is going to be exactly what people need. So when you're talking about, because I hear people say, well, I don't have access to capital. Well, first of all, let's get access to more paying customers. Let's get those metrics set up. let's do let's get more paying customers, and then we'll have the capital we need in order to do the next thing. So that because and let's pay for funders like to know that business owners are paying for their businesses. They like to know that you have something invested. And so investing in your business, this can be the whole new start of you investing, because the return on the investment that we're going to give you on Saturday is going to help turn your business around. Like, it's going to be a whole new thing. I love it. I love it.
Absolutely. And not to mention, it is a tax write-off. So, you know,
Because it is a business education expense.
it is.
I like it. I like it. I like it. So, all the more reason to join us on Saturday. Click the Eventbrite ticket in the comments, and we will see you on Saturday. My name is Linda Murray Bullard. They called me the business plug. I just plugged you in to how your business can become from vision to funded on Saturday. I hope you'll join us. Talk to you on Saturday. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.